Well, I'm hiking up this old mining road to some abandoned mines, and I thought this stretch was pretty scenic. Got pine trees here on the left and lots of boulders, and it looks like there's a big boulder kind of balanced right up there. It's pretty cool. Listen how quiet it is up here. Okay, making entry into this abandoned mine down an incline shaft where there's a lot of cold air blown out of here. And it's got that typical mine smell, kind of a musty, damp, dank kind of a smell. That doesn't look too good. But this is about, I would say this is a 45-degree incline, maybe a little steeper, maybe 50 or 55. But we were at this mine a year ago, just over a year ago. It was Jeff from OTG Exploring, Kelly from OTG Exploring, and James from, I think his channel is Overboard 411. Anyway, we all explored this mine, but there's one area that none of us bothered to go into for some reason. I don't know why. I guess maybe we were tired or kind of rushed, but it's bothered me ever since. So I'm coming back solo to check out this one area. It was a passageway that kind of went up on a slight slant in a stope, and who knows what might be there. So that's why I'm back. Here's looking behind me. And yeah, these incline shafts are a little nerve-wracking. Even though I've been down this once already over a year ago, I still was hesitant about coming down again a second time. You know, these things aren't meant to be taken lightly. So, you know, if it wasn't for this one passageway that none of us explored, I would not be coming back into this mine. I'll tell you that much. But let me get down here to the bottom, which you see right down there, and we'll pick it up from there. That passageway is off to the right. There's a T-split down there. A tunnel goes to the left and a tunnel to the right. I'm at the bottom of the incline shaft, and that's looking at the drift that heads off to the left. We explored that over a year ago, like I mentioned. I can't remember what was down there, but I'll put a link to that video in this video's description, or there'll be a slide-out card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen right about now if you're set up for those slide-out cards to be visible. But it was pretty cool. But what I'm interested in is that upward passageway in the stope that was down this way to the right at the bottom of the incline shaft. So that's where we're headed. And right here is one of the original round timbers. This mine dates back to the 1880s or thereabouts, so that's a really old timber that's been here forever. And you can see the rock here, what it looks like. So I just noticed right here this boulder. See how that's like an orange color? I think that recently broke and fell right there. I think that was originally attached to that. This is right on, you can see the cross timber there. There's not much holding up the rest of that boulder except where it's resting on the timber. So if that falls, all this other rubble behind it might fall. So this is a really delicate area. And yeah, I don't want to cause a landslide in here. But we're headed this way to the right. Carefully to the right. So we've reached the stope area, which is off here to the right. You can see all that stacked waste rock right there. It was easier to do that than haul it out of the mine, and they would brace it with those large timbers you see there. And it looks like right here a couple timbers might have collapsed, causing all this rubble from the stope, this waste rock, to flow down into the tunnel here. So yeah, that's a lot of rubble being held in place by timbers from the 1880s or 1860s. So right here is this passageway I was talking about. Let's take a look up there and see what's what. So here's that passageway nobody checked out. And this is looking down the rest of the drift. See that blue can where my light is? That was a pretty cool find. If you want to know what that's all about, check out the video from just over a year ago. Like I said, there'll be a link in this video's description. That was a pretty rare find. Anyway, but the drift continues that way. You can see, let me zoom in. There's an ore chute way down there. I don't know if you can see it in the video from this angle. But if you want to see what's down there, just check out that other video via the link in the description. But what nobody checked out was this. And I don't remember this being as narrow and small as it is. I got to take my pack off to get up there. I do think, based on what I'm seeing, the tunnel might go to the left up there at the top of the slope. Just can't tell for sure. I'm having a problem getting up here because right here it's very slippery because it's so smooth. I'm wearing knee pads, but that's not really helping. I need something I can put my hands on to hoist myself up. But I don't want to grab onto these rocks because, God forbid, they let loose. That wouldn't be a good thing. And there's really nothing else to grab onto. Let me try to see if I can do this again. Oh, what's that right there? Some papers. Check it out. So I'm back here at the exit. Here's the original timbered arch right here in front of me. Check out those nails. Those are square head nails. That really dates this mine to the late 1800s. So let me get over this arch and we'll take a look at that notebook and then get the hell out of here. So here in the first page of this book is some kind of strange emblem, and then pictures. You know what these remind me of, the pictures? They remind me of tarot cards. Like that right there would be the Fool, which is the first tarot card in the major arcana. And if there's not a picture, there's sayings. I really can't read these. I don't have my glasses. But money problems bring fear with them. A charm made of a willow branch will ease your fear. The planet Jupiter brings calm. The spirit element guides those that are moved or that are most in need. Look to your inner strength. So it's some kind of, I don't know, maybe a fortune-telling book or a tarot book to use with tarot cards. Well, anyway, that's that. Pretty cool. So we gotta make our way out of here up that way. Wow, check it out. There are some Native American petroglyphs inscribed on the rocks there. See that? There's some pretty intricate ones right up there. So this must have been a very special, sacred spot for the Native Americans, because these rocks that the petroglyphs are on are the only thing around for miles. Pretty fascinating stuff. I wonder what all these symbols mean.